is one, the left is waiting, and the media too. Don't doubt me on this. The media is waiting for the first signs that Trump is ready to surrender for peace. They're looking for the first signs that Trump's maybe going to start waving a little white handkerchief, not a flag, little white handkerchief, because they're used to being able to affect things with the kind of things they're dealing with Trump. Nonstop televising of riots and protests and creating pictures that the whole country is opposed to Trump. And I think they're used to this kind of thing weakening Washington politicians that are in their crosshairs. And they haven't figured out yet that Trump doubles down. All of these news organizations acting like Tarzan, standing up there beating their chest. We're not going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Screw Trump. Trump's mean. Trump's a bigot. Trump says we're not. Trump calls us fake news. We're not going, and we're not going to do the parties. Take that. Take that. Trump says, you know what? I'm not going either. And I really hope you have a great time. I hope you have a wonderful time. But I got better things to do. And they're offended. They have the total freedom to abandon their own party if they want to, which is a fake scholarship event, actually. That's what the White House Correspondents' Dinner is all about. The White House Correspondents Association, the WHCA, is all about supposed scholarships for budding young journalists. But it's just another organization, a charity, if you will, that advances liberalism under the guise of having to do with journalism. But now Trump's saying he's not going to go. What? They're indignant and they're offended, and how dare he? Even after they've all made big deals about some of them, about them not going. In this White House Correspondents' Dinner, I've been, I think, did I go to 2? I may have only been to 1. And I haven't been back since. The whole premise of the White House Correspondents' Dinner to me has been fake. It's been fraudulent. Here's the premise of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The president shows up one night to have dinner with members of the Fourth Estate, the drive-by media, where for one night they put aside their differences and have a mutual admiration society for 3 or 4 hours, and they tell jokes on themselves. In fact, that's the duty of the president, to be self-deprecating at these things. And then the media stands up and they tell jokes, and they have an entertainer whose job it is to entertain the room. But that's not what it is. I've always looked at the White House Correspondent. I get invited. I don't get invited anymore. But for the first 10 or 12 years, I'd get invited every year by a news organization to come sit at their table. And I would say, why would I want to go there? Why would I want to be in a room with 1,200 people who really don't like me and are going to be trying to fake through the night that they do? Why would I want to do this? The whole premise of this thing, and it's the way this White House Correspondents' Dinner has evolved, it is nothing more than the left-wing political establishment beating up on the Republicans and conservatives, be he a president or a Speaker of the House or whatever. There's nothing congenial about it. There's nothing collegial about it. There's nothing of kind spirit about it. It's just, and it's gotten worse and worse. And now it's acquired the name Nerd Prom to describe that politics is showbiz for the ugly, which is what it is. And so ugly politician people would invite Hollywood types to show up. And then they start a red carpet for the thing. And it quickly became something totally unlike what its original intent or purpose was. I just have never seen any reason to go there. I mean, 364 days a year, they hate me. They hate a Republican president. They hate Republicans. Why believe that they're going to put all that on a shelf for one night? They're not, and they don't. Like, one of the reasons Trump ran for president is the way Obama skewered him at one of these White House court. I mean, it was brutal how they made fun of Trump. Now, admittedly, Trump had been on this birther thing, so it was tit for tat. But it lit a fire under Trump. He was somebody nobody ever thought the guy would run, and nobody ever thought if he ran he'd really mean it, and nobody really thought if he ever ran he would win. And then after he won, nobody really thought it happened. The Russians had to make it happen. Then after that, nobody really thinks he knows what he's doing. Nobody really thinks he's going to be able to get anything done. Nobody, and he just keeps setting the agenda and keeps determining the pace and does so in an undaunted, non-defensive fashion. He knows the long knives are out for him from all over the place.